Have you ever found yourself standing in your kitchen, gazing at that familiar orange container of baking soda, questioning whether it serves purposes beyond freshening your refrigerator or helping your baked goods rise properly? I understand this might sound peculiar, but within that simple container lies something countless individuals completely miss, particularly those of us who have reached 60 years and beyond. This humble ingredient could silently represent one of the most remarkable health allies currently residing in your household. Advancing in age brings invaluable wisdom, rich experiences, and ideally additional time to nurture ourselves properly. However, it simultaneously introduces unique challenges, ranging from uncomfortable joint pain to digestive difficulties, from compromised immunity to persistent exhaustion. While many of us actively seek solutions through medications, supplements, or costly treatments, we might be overlooking a natural remedy that has been hiding right before our eyes. Today, I want to engage in an authentic conversation with you, not speaking as a physician or delivering a formal lecture, but as someone who genuinely believes that simple approaches, when applied correctly, can create substantial improvements in our lives. Throughout this discussion, we will explore 13 remarkably powerful methods that baking soda may assist you in feeling better, moving with greater ease, and living with enhanced comfort, mental clarity, and confidence. I am not suggesting this represents some mystical cure, but when utilized appropriately and safely, baking soda has undergone scientific examination, earned the trust of generations of grandmothers, and received quiet endorsements from healthcare professionals for many decades. You deserve to understand precisely how to employ it effectively and when to exercise caution. Please stay with me until the conclusion, as I will also explain who should approach this remedy with particular care and demonstrate how to use baking soda intelligently without risking adverse effects. While you are here, please share in the comments where you are watching from. I truly enjoy witnessing our balanced health family connecting from every corner of the globe. Now, let us begin with something your body performs every single day, but could likely accomplish much more effectively. Let us discuss detoxification, something we seldom contemplate, but our bodies work tirelessly every day to eliminate waste, toxins, and excess acid. After reaching 60, this process can decelerate, leaving us feeling lethargic, bloated, or simply not quite ourselves. This is precisely where baking soda can gently intervene and provide assistance. When you combine a small quantity of baking soda with water, it transforms into an alkaline solution, which means it can help balance the acidity within your body. This acidity naturally accumulates from stress, dietary choices, and even medications. By making your internal environment slightly more alkaline, you provide your organs, particularly your kidneys, with meaningful relief. A clinical study published in the Journal of the American Society of Nephrology discovered that individuals with chronic kidney conditions who consumed a daily dose of baking soda actually decelerated the progression of their disease. This occurred because it helped reduce the acid burden their kidneys needed to process. Additionally, soaking in a warm bath with baking soda is not merely soothing. It can also support detoxification through your skin. Many individuals report feeling calmer, less itchy, and even sleeping more soundly after a 20-minute soak. It functions like providing your body with a gentle reset without harsh cleanses or expensive supplements. Naturally, this is not about excessive use. Like any natural remedy, balance remains crucial. Too much baking soda can irritate the stomach or disrupt your body's natural chemistry. However, when used carefully under appropriate guidance, it represents a surprisingly simple method to support one of your body's most essential daily functions. Now that your body is beginning to feel lighter from within, let us address something that affects your smile more directly. Let us be honest, as we age, our teeth begin telling their own stories. Years of coffee, tea, medications, and perhaps the occasional sweet indulgence can leave their marks. What if I informed you that one of the most effective, affordable methods to brighten your smile might already be residing in your kitchen? Baking soda has been utilized for generations as a natural tooth cleanser, and solid science supports its effectiveness. It functions as a mild abrasive, not excessively harsh, but sufficient to gently lift surface stains without damaging the enamel. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Dentistry demonstrated that toothpaste containing baking soda removed significantly more plaque and stains compared to those without it. Beyond whiter teeth, baking soda also helps balance the pH in your mouth. This means it neutralizes the acids left behind by food and bacteria, which are the genuine culprits behind cavities, bad breath, and gum irritation. By creating a less acidic environment, baking soda helps reduce harmful bacteria and supports overall healthier gums. This does not mean you should completely abandon your regular toothpaste, but using a small amount of baking soda on a soft toothbrush several times weekly can provide a gentle, effective method to maintain oral health, especially if you are dealing with sensitive teeth or wish to reduce harsh chemicals. If you wear dentures, a baking soda soak can help clean them without causing damage while naturally eliminating odors. When your mouth feels clean and fresh, it seems like the remainder of your day becomes a little brighter. Speaking of lightness, let us discuss something that tends to burden many individuals, that burning sensation in the chest that appears seemingly from nowhere. You recognize that feeling, a slow burn rising up your chest after a meal. Sometimes it strikes after merely a sip of coffee or even bending down to tie your shoes. Heartburn is not just uncomfortable. Over time it can affect your sleep, your appetite, and even your mood. While antacids are readily available these days, they are not always gentle or affordable. This is where baking soda quietly enters the picture. It is not just for your refrigerator or your teeth. It actually represents a fast-acting, doctor-approved method to ease that burning sensation naturally. When you mix half a teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of water and drink it slowly, it begins working immediately. The alkaline nature of baking soda neutralizes the stomach acid that is pushing back into your esophagus, the actual cause of that discomfort. The National Institutes of Health officially recognizes baking soda, or sodium bicarbonate, as a legitimate antacid. It has been used safely for generations to calm occasional reflux and indigestion, especially when you prefer not to rely too heavily on over-the-counter medications. The key is that it is intended for occasional use, not daily dependence. If you find yourself needing it constantly, it represents a signal to consult with your doctor. If you are following a low-sodium diet or managing blood pressure, you will want to exercise particular caution since baking soda contains sodium. Still, for those occasional flares after a rich dinner or when lying down too soon after eating, this simple mixture can bring noticeable relief within minutes. No prescription required. No lengthy wait time. Once that burning settles, many people begin noticing something else, a lingering itch or skin issue that simply will not disappear. Nothing feels quite as irritating as an itch that will not quit, especially when it develops between the toes or hides in those warm, damp areas our bodies do not always discuss openly. If you have ever dealt with athlete's foot, ringworm, or that annoying itchy patch that keeps returning, you understand how persistent fungi can become. While drugstore creams promise rapid relief, they often contain chemicals your skin does not always appreciate. Here is the encouraging news. Baking soda has been quietly demonstrating its strength as a natural antifungal for years. Scientists have studied its effects, and one study published in Mycopathology discovered that sodium bicarbonate was able to inhibit the growth of over 80% of the fungal strains they tested, including some of the most common ones responsible for foot and skin infections. How does it function? Baking soda creates an alkaline environment, and fungi despise that condition. They flourish in warm, acidic, moist places, but when you apply a baking soda paste to the affected area or soak your feet in warm water with baking soda, you make it much more difficult for those fungal invaders to remain. It represents a gentle option too. No burning sensation, No artificial fragrances, no harsh residue, just a soothing natural remedy you can attempt right at home. This proves especially helpful for seniors with sensitive skin or those trying to avoid multiple medications. Sometimes when your skin begins to calm down, you notice something else has been troubling you, those painful little sores in your mouth that make it difficult to eat or even speak. You recognize the type, those tiny sores that appear inside your mouth, on your cheek, under your tongue, and somehow manage to cause significant pain for something so small. Canker sores may not be dangerous, but they can transform something as simple as eating, brushing, or even smiling into a genuine challenge, especially as we get older and our bodies take longer to heal. Most people do not realize that baking soda can actually help soothe those sores and accelerate their recovery. The reason is straightforward. It helps neutralize the acids in your mouth, creating an environment where the sore is not constantly aggravated. That means less burning, less stinging, and a gentler path to healing. Research supports this approach as well. A study published in the Journal of the American Dental Association found that rinsing with a mild baking soda solution not only helped reduce pain, but also lowered the bacterial count in the area, which may help prevent infection and promote faster healing. All you need to do is mix about half a teaspoon of baking soda in a cup of warm water. Swish it gently for 15 to 30 seconds and spit it out. Do that several times daily, and you may notice the soreness fading faster than usual. It represents an easy, natural option with no burning alcohol, no strange aftertaste, just simple support from something already in your kitchen. For many people over 60, avoiding unnecessary medications and sticking with gentle home remedies represents a significant advantage. Now, while we are focusing on the mouth area, let us shift to something that is not painful but equally uncomfortable, that burning feeling when you use the bathroom. There exists a certain discomfort that proves difficult to discuss, but even harder to ignore, that burning feeling when you urinate, the constant urge even when your bladder is empty, the pressure in your lower belly. Urinary tract infections can make you feel miserable, and unfortunately, they tend to appear more frequently as we age. Baking soda is not a cure and definitely not a replacement for antibiotics when you genuinely need them, but many seniors have discovered that it can offer some gentle relief, especially in the early stages or when symptoms are mild. This occurs because baking soda helps reduce the acidity of your urine. When your urine is less acidic, it can be less painful to pass, easing that burning sensation that so many people dread. A Japanese study explored this concept. Researchers found that women who drank a mild baking soda solution experienced noticeable relief from urinary tract infection symptoms compared to those who did not. The science behind it makes sense. Baking soda helps neutralize pH levels, making your internal environment less irritating during an infection. To attempt this, people often dissolve about half a teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of water once or twice daily, but only for a short time and never without monitoring how your body responds. If symptoms persist or worsen, medical care becomes essential. Urinary tract infections can progress quickly, and they are not something to dismiss. Still, for many older adults, this simple technique has helped reduce the pain while waiting to see a doctor and sometimes even prevented things from worsening. You do not need to be a marathon runner to feel the burn after a walk, a session of gardening, or even climbing a few flights of stairs. As we grow older, movement sometimes feels heavier, not because we are doing more, but because our muscles fatigue more quickly. That stiff, sore feeling largely results from something called lactic acid, which accumulates in your muscles during activity. Baking soda has quietly become a secret weapon for athletes, and it turns out it may help seniors as well. When taken in small, safe doses, baking soda helps reduce the acid that builds up in muscles during physical effort. That means you may be able to move longer with less soreness afterward. A meta-analysis published in the International Journal of Sport Nutrition and Exercise Metabolism confirmed that sodium bicarbonate can improve short-term high-intensity performance by delaying fatigue. It has been used by sprinters, cyclists, and swimmers for decades. The concept is not exclusively for young athletes. If you are trying to stay active after 60, baking soda could offer just enough support to keep going a little further with reduced recovery time. Most people take it about an hour before physical activity, usually around 1 teaspoon dissolved in water, but always start small. Some folks experience gas, bloating, or even mild nausea if they consume too much too quickly. The key is listening to your body, and if you are taking any medications or managing heart or kidney issues, check with your doctor first. It is not about pushing yourself harder. It is about helping your body do what it was designed to do. Move freely with strength and confidence. Kidneys do not receive much attention until they begin acting up, and by the time we reach our 60s or 70s, these small bean-shaped organs have already filtered millions of gallons of blood. That represents a lifetime of work. When they start to slow down, you might feel more tired, your blood pressure might gradually increase, or your body may begin retaining toxins without your awareness. One of the lesser-known benefits of this household staple is its ability to support kidney health, especially in people dealing with something called metabolic acidosis, a condition where the body produces excessive acid and the kidneys cannot keep pace. A study published in the Journal of the American Society of Nephrology found something remarkable. Patients with chronic kidney disease who took a daily dose of sodium bicarbonate slowed the progression of their illness significantly. It reduced the acid load in their blood, easing the burden on their kidneys and helping them function more efficiently. This is not something to begin without discussing with your doctor, especially if you have high blood pressure or are monitoring your sodium intake. Baking soda contains sodium, and too much can work against you if not used carefully. However, under proper guidance, this simple substance may provide your kidneys with additional support, like a quiet helper working behind the scenes. It is about protecting the things that matter most, and when your kidneys are functioning better, everything else flows more smoothly, from your energy to your immune system. If you have ever awakened with stiff fingers, aching knees, or joints that feel like they have rusted shut, you are not alone. Arthritis affects millions of older adults, and while medications can help, they often come with side effects. It is no wonder, though many seniors are searching for gentler, more natural ways to manage that daily discomfort. In 2018, researchers at the Medical College of Georgia made a fascinating discovery. They found that a simple baking soda solution taken regularly appeared to flip a switch in the immune system. It signaled the body to calm its inflammatory response, especially in conditions like rheumatoid arthritis where the immune system mistakenly attacks the joints. What that means in simple terms is this: baking soda may help reduce inflammation at its source, not just mask the pain. Less inflammation means less swelling, less stiffness, and potentially more freedom in how you move throughout the day. Some people drink a small glass of water with about half a teaspoon of baking soda once daily, usually on an empty stomach, while the science continues developing. Those who have tried it often report feeling more mobile, more flexible, and more comfortable performing little tasks like tying shoes, opening jars, or walking across the room without wincing. This is not a miracle cure, but when combined with other healthy habits like stretching, gentle movement, and an anti-inflammatory diet, baking soda can become part of a simple supportive routine that respects your body and works with it, not against it. You recognize that moment when you wake up with a scratchy throat, a heavy head, and that slow drip in the back of your nose. You tell yourself it is just a minor cold, but several hours later, you are wrapped in a blanket, coughing, sniffling, and counting the hours until it passes. At our age, a cold is not just an inconvenience. It can knock you off your feet for days. While over-the-counter medications might help, they often leave you feeling drowsy, jittery, or dried out. Baking soda can help thin mucus, making it easier to breathe. Gargling a mild solution, about half a teaspoon in warm water, can soothe that raw, irritated throat and help reduce the bacteria living back there. A study published in Oral Diseases showed that sodium bicarbonate rinses significantly reduced microbial activity in the throat and mouth, a significant advantage when your immune system is already working overtime. For stuffy noses, some folks add a pinch of baking soda to a saline rinse. It can help break down thick mucus and flush out irritants, giving your sinuses much-needed relief. Plus, it is gentle enough for daily use when cold symptoms linger longer than they should. The best part, there are no drowsy side effects, no sugar crash, no harsh chemicals, just a natural supportive nudge to help your body recover and breathe easier. Cancer represents a heavy topic, and for many of us, it is more than just a diagnosis, it becomes personal. Perhaps it is something you have faced, or maybe someone close to you is going through it right now. The journey proves difficult, and the treatments can be even more challenging. So, when something as simple as baking soda shows even a small spark of hope in this fight, people take notice. Let us be clear, baking soda is not a cure. However, what researchers have discovered is that it might help create an internal environment that makes cancer treatments work more effectively. Cancer cells tend to thrive in acidic surroundings, and that acidity can even reduce the power of chemotherapy drugs. Baking soda, because it is alkaline, may help neutralize some of that internal acidity, and that might make it easier for certain treatments to perform their function. In one 2009 study from the Cancer Research Journal, scientists found that when mice with cancer were given baking soda, the acidity around their tumors decreased. As a result, the spread of the cancer slowed, and the effects of chemotherapy were enhanced. This research remains in its early stages and is being conducted carefully under strict medical conditions, but it shows promise. This represents something that must always be done with your doctor's supervision. Cancer is complex. Every case differs, but what this demonstrates is that something as humble as baking soda, when understood and used correctly, might play a small supporting role in a much larger plan. It reminds us that even in the toughest battles, nature sometimes provides us with quiet allies. We do not discuss it much, but let us be honest, nobody enjoys body odor. As we grow older, our skin changes, our sweat changes, and sometimes even the deodorants we have used for years do not seem to work the same way anymore. Worse yet, some of those store-bought products are packed with harsh chemicals, artificial fragrances, and ingredients we cannot even pronounce. Baking soda has become such a quiet favorite for so many seniors because it is not just inexpensive and accessible, it works effectively. Baking soda helps absorb moisture and neutralize the acids in sweat that lead to odor. That is what makes it such an excellent natural deodorant. It does not just cover up smells, it helps prevent them in the first place. A study published in Cutaneous Journal found that sodium bicarbonate is effective at reducing underarm odor by targeting the bacteria that cause it, without requiring added fragrance or alcohol. For people with sensitive skin, it can provide a gentle, safer alternative to commercial products that often cause rashes or irritation. Some people sprinkle a tiny pinch under their arms straight after showering. Others mix it with a bit of coconut oil or cornstarch to create a simple paste. It feels soft, remains scentless, and keeps you feeling fresh without overwhelming your skin or your senses. The best part, no aluminum, no sticky residue, and no mystery ingredients. Just one more way baking soda quietly supports your daily comfort. If you have ever been jolted awake by a sharp, stabbing pain in your big toe, the kind that makes even the weight of a bed sheet unbearable, then you understand exactly how cruel gout can become. It is not just a flare-up. It feels like your joints are being set on fire from the inside out. For many seniors, these attacks come without warning and keep returning. At its core, gout is caused by excessive uric acid in the body. When that acid builds up, it forms sharp crystals in the joints, especially the feet. Because of its alkalizing effect, baking soda might help neutralize some of that uric acid, making it easier for your body to flush it out before it settles into your joints. A study published in the Clinical Rheumatology Journal highlighted that alkaline therapy, including the use of sodium bicarbonate, helped increase uric acid excretion in the urine, reducing the overall burden on the joints. That means fewer crystals, less inflammation, and possibly fewer painful flares. Some people dissolve half a teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of water once or twice daily during a gout flare. But again, this should always be done with care and ideally under medical supervision. While it can help in mild or early stages, it is not a replacement for proper gout medication if your doctor recommends it. Still, many have found that baking soda offers some relief during those rough patches, helping to ease stiffness, calm inflammation, and give the joints a little breathing room to recover. It is easy to feel like your options diminish as you grow older. That feeling of this is just how it is now. However, it does not have to be that way. Sometimes the answer is not found in a fancy bottle or a high-priced treatment. Sometimes it exists in the simplest things we have overlooked for years, like that little orange box sitting quietly in the back of your kitchen shelf. Baking soda is not magic, but when used wisely, it can gently support your body in more ways than most of us ever realized. From soothing your stomach to calming your joints, from cleaning your teeth to easing your breath, it represents one of those humble helpers that has always been there, and now it is yours to use with purpose. You do not need to transform your entire life overnight. Just start with one small thing, one new habit, one gentle rinse, one glass of water with intention. Do it consistently, do it kindly, and you might just start feeling a little better, moving a little easier, and waking up with more clarity than yesterday. Your health after 60 is not about chasing youth. It is about honoring the life you have lived and giving your body the small, loving support it needs to keep going strong. If you found even one helpful tip in today's discussion, I would love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments where you are watching from and which benefit surprised you the most. Do not forget to tap that like button, share this content with someone you care about, and subscribe to Balance Health. There is so much more to explore together, and your journey toward better health is just getting started. Until next time, take care of yourself. You are worth it.